It's just after 5 in the morning, and on today's episode, I want to walk you through the day in a life of a travel photographer on assignment here in London. Let's go do it.
Lift my head, learning how to run again. I know this can't be the end. I see the horizon ahead, and I still wonder, oh, can I be what you need me to be, need me to?
So I've got this travel photography assignment from Monograms Travel that's taking me around Europe a little bit, and I wanted to walk you through kind of what my average day would look like on assignment, because I think it's busier than you might expect. So yeah, it's like 5:30 in the morning and I'm walking off for sunrise. I normally have a really good plan laid out for sunrise, one that gives me the most versatility and one that gives me a little bit of variety and one that allows me to get at least 3 or 4 photos at sunrise. But I have no plan this morning. I just could not decide on where I wanted to photograph. I'm gonna head to Blackfriars Bridge because I've never actually photographed from Blackfriars Bridge. And yesterday when we were driving over the bridge, I saw a photo that potentially might be cool in the blue light of St. Paul's Cathedral with like the train, the new modern train line in front of it. I kind of like that juxtaposition, so that's where I'm headed. So I actually think I might have made a bit of a mistake this morning. I totally didn't take into account the fact that when I saw this potential image, I was on top of a bus. Well, not on top of the bus, but higher elevated on the bus. And from that position, there was more separation between the bridge and St. Paul's. The train station is kind of blocking the view right now. I think I'm still gonna take this photo, but then I'm gonna have to race off somewhere else. So actually, I think this image works. It's really nice and it's really nicely balanced. You've got these 3 pillars of the bridge and what was once an old bridge, I'm assuming, and then you've got the 3 towers of the cathedral, and it balances perfectly. But what's not happening is this train's not moving, and I wanted movement in the train. That's what I wanted this morning. And I needed to move quick because I need to find other locations. Travel photographers don't really have the luxury of getting only one photo. If you went out and got only one photo for a client, you'd probably never get work again. Normally, when I'm out working like this, I create a shoot plan. So I try to find something to photograph at night, blue hour, sunrise, just after sunrise, and I follow that plan. But as I mentioned, this morning I'm just running around. So I'm heading to Millennium Bridge. There's an image I've shot there in the past that I really like. I think it's probably the closest next image, so let's cruise. The sky's going purple, so I'm like semi-jogging. I love like the peace and tranquility of landscape photography, sitting down, waiting for a shot. But I also love the rush of rushing between photos and locations during travel photography. So I'm having fun. Got it to myself this morning, it looks like, and I'm shocked because it's Saturday morning and the spot's usually packed. So lens out. As a photographer, it feels totally unnatural to leave a location like this while the light is like this, because the light is perfect. But there's no point in shooting the same thing over and over again once you get the shot, so I'm gonna head down the walk and see if I can get something else this morning. Doesn't look like there's gonna be a sunrise as I just step on a cider bottle. There's a shot with like City Hall and Tower Bridge, and I'm going to race that way and see if I can get my new wide angle lens out on that. So again, a little bit of a speed walk to location. As so often happens here in the UK, the light's gone from amazing to really dull really fast, but I found an image on my walk that I've never seen before. I'm just on this walk and it leads perfectly into one of the towers of Tower Bridge, so I'm gonna pull out the long lens and grab this shot. It's a bit of a shame the light died because I think that's a cool photo. But when you're working as a travel photographer, it's not always about making the image that trip. It's sometimes about finding locations for future trips. So I think there's potential for a bunch of images right in this spot right here. I'm sure other people have shot this many times before, but I've never seen it. So I'm stoked about this find. I got kicked out of that location for taking pictures. It's private land. Every time I go and photograph there, somebody from security comes and kicks me out. But I got my shots, I think, and it's time for breakfast.
I was looking for a purpose, found out money, fortune, and fame, it just ain't worth it, it's worthless. I took the cash and burnt it, didn't want a reputation of chasing what's on the surface line. The things that I find would never satisfy me in the long time, and all the
So I just smashed back some breakfast and I'm learning how to sit in a chair. And it's now 8:20. And normally this time of day is when I do laptop work. I usually spend from now until lunch doing like some photo editing or video editing or research or planning or just work. So that's kind of what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do some boring laptop work.
I dreamt they will never come alive.
So contrary to popular belief, as a travel photographer, you don't just photograph epic views for Instagram. That's not what you do. You need to photograph a little bit of everything. You even need to like take snapshots of your hotel room and your hotel from the outside, and basically anything an average tourist would do on their average day. I'm heading for lunch and I wanted to photograph a place that our tour guide yesterday told us about, which is a fish and chips place called Fishkoteca or something like that. And yeah, I'm gonna get lunch and hopefully get a photo or two as well.
Burning it down. I am burning it down.
That was a massive fail. Apparently they only take cash. Who only takes cash anymore? I actually haven't seen cash in months. So yeah, I guess I'm not having lunch.
I am burning it down.
So when I'm on a travel assignment, I try to do at least one touristy thing every day, like one tourist attraction. And with Monogram's Travel, they have like optionals that you can sign up for. And one of the optionals was to go into the Tower of London, which I've never done before. So that's what I'm doing today. I have my camera bag, but I really didn't bring a whole lot. I'm hoping to get a photo or two, but that would just be a bonus. I think it's just cool to be able to go inside the Tower of London.
The wealth that I need comes from within me. If I look a little closer, then I see it in me, shining brightly. These gifts are igniting, given to me proudly from Almighty God. Thank you for your mercy. Oh, you give it to me freely. Oh, and even though I don't deserve you, you choose to to pursue me.
Okay, it's busy in here. It's really busy, but to my surprise, there's definitely a couple photos. I'm kind of regretting not bringing my tripod and filters. A bit of an amateur move, but sometimes the pros get the most lazy, or the laziest. So it's 2 in the afternoon, and there's a couple photos I've seen already that I want to make. One is of the Queen's Guard, and then the other one is maybe an overview shot of kind of the castle walls with people moving, but I didn't bring my tripod. So we'll get to find out how good this image stabilization is on the 15 to 35. Because to get the kind of shot I want, I probably need like maybe 1/5 of a second or something like that.
What they tell me to be, all the molds that they put me in, I'ma burn it down. Oh, all of it, I'ma burn it down. That's what I'm saying. Burning it down. Burn it all down. Burning it down.
So a lot of the images you end up taking midday like this, they kind of look like snapshots. And they're usually just high-def snapshots, to be honest. When you're doing travel photography, yes, the epic images sell, but honestly, the midday snapshots sell almost just as much. My highest selling images are actually midday shots. What I kind of try to do, just to be a little bit different with my snapshots, is I try to do something technical with every photo. It's just as simple as that. So sometimes I'll slow down the shutter a little bit and get some motion. Sometimes I'll play with a really shallow depth of field, but just anything I can do to make the image look more professional, if you will. So we've been told by Monograms that there's a bit of a surprise happening at 6:30. So I'm not sure there'll be a sunset. No, I'm sure there won't be a sunset shoot, but there might be something cooler.
Oh, I can see the picture. My dad and a bottle of liquor. Left home that December.
So apparently the surprise from Monograms is that we're going up the London Eye. This has kind of been really fun over the past couple of days because, as I said today and on last video, I'm kind of going to places in London that I've never been, or at least doing touristy things that I've never done before. As many times as I've been to London, I've never been up the Eye. I guess until now.
We'll be like
It's 10:30 and we only just finally got back. And I'm really tired. Today didn't end up being a classic travel photography day like I thought it was going to. Normally, I would have photographed lunch, and then in the afternoon photographed the thing like I did, and then in the evening photographed another sunset. So definitely not a typical day, but you know, in travel photography, I don't think there is really a typical day. At one point in this video, I said that sometimes travel photos can kind of look a little bit snapshotty, like a little bit more professional than snapshotty, but still, you know, snapshotty. And somebody once told me early in my travel photography days that the trick to being a successful travel photographer was to be good at creating images that other people feel like they could make. When somebody sees a travel photo, they kind of want to try to make that photo too. So if the photo's too good, or the light's too epic, or if it's too technical, they'll look at that photo and go, I could never do that. But if you take images that are more snapshotty feeling, people can relate to that image and they can dream of making that photo as well. So that's kind of an important thought to end this video. I'm not done yet. It's 10:30 as I mentioned. I've got to pack because tomorrow I'm heading to Vienna. I have lots more travel photography coming up on the channel. So be sure to stay tuned, stay subscribed, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.